Greetings, fellow productivity seekers. I'm Garland Coulson, and in our video today, Captain Time is going to share how to survive information overload, because we have a lot of information coming at us in the digital age. So there's an absolute deluge of data coming at you, 400 million terabytes daily. That would be like 80, you know, trillion photos, or 4 billion 4K movies, which would take you 900,000 years to watch all the movies or 2.5 million years to view all the videos. So, and that's how much is just created every day. So you can't consume even the new content that's out there today in a single lifetime. So we need a way to deal with this. And the growth is endless. This is coming at us every day. So we need a strategy. We need to be selective. We need to curate what we're going to consume, manage, and store. So in the old days, we had professional journalists, independent media, curated content, and limited access. So there were some good things about it. The writing tended to be more professional. Media was independent of outside sources. The problem also is these people were gatekeepers. So that had both good and bad. We weren't overwhelmed with too much information, and the information was generally of better quality, but we were probably not seeing a lot of information that was kept from us. The internet age changed everything. No gatekeepers, unlimited access, and an information flood, which means you need to be the curator. And there's a ton of problems with all of this. So the first enemy is algorithms. They create filter bubbles where you're only seeing content that's matching your pre-existing views. You're in an echo chamber, so there's no exposure to those diverse viewpoints. And there's a lot of sponsored content, ads, instead of content you actually want to see. And you've lost control because the platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all these other ones, they decide what you see, not you. Some other problems that we have is clickbait, outlandish headlines, shallow content, no proof, just to get you to click on something so they make more money for their ads. And with disinformation, anybody can claim anything. Conspiracy theories thrive on the internet, and people can always find stuff to support them. And just the increased volume is insane that we're facing with everything coming at us. So, first step is to cultivate awareness. Recognize the problem, know that there's a huge volume, recognize that the platforms are controlling your feed, spot clickbait and avoid it, and start choosing your information sources with more intention. So you want to look at curating your own sources. Who are you going to listen to? You could use independent sources like Associated Press, PBS NewsHour, Reuters, BBC. They're not 100% unbiased, but these have strong reputations of having actual news content. You can also use newsreader tools like Feedly, Ground News, or InnoReader, which allows you to create your own curated digital magazine with sources you trust. You can also, we can't always stay off of these platforms like YouTube and Facebook because some of the information we need is there. So some examples with Facebook, you can go to settings, click on content preferences, and you can lower political or sensitive content. You can unfollow, like if you're seeing people who are spreading disinformation or hate or things you don't like, unfollow those people. On YouTube, you can like and subscribe useful content and you'll get more of that. Use not interested, click on not interested or don't recommend channel in order to keep from seeing types of content. You can clear out your watch history. One example is if you're just curious about what flat earthers believe, you might watch one video from a flat earther. Suddenly you might be inundated with flat earth videos where you don't believe in flat earth, you just wanted to see what they were thinking of. And you can create playlists of useful information that you would like to come back to, maybe like a watch later. Some pro tips, you could use separate profiles for YouTube work and personal. If you don't want to be using YouTube at work and have your boss see unusual things you might be interested in your feed. This way you can just focus when you're using YouTube for work, just focus on doing the work searches. Watch later, save videos you like but don't have time for right now. You can also go into YouTube in incognito mode, open up your browser in incognito mode, don't log in, and then that will let you watch different topics without influencing your main recommendations. And again, you can clean your history, remove unwanted videos from your watch history so they're not triggering more like that. It's also important to be able to save and manage your information. Have you ever found information and you can't find it again? Search algorithms change, content disappears. So you need a system for this. Again, saving any YouTube videos you find, organize videos by topic, work, hobbies, learning. Great way to find them again, assuming they don't disappear. I like to use a note-taking app. I use UpNote with Web Clipper to build a personal knowledge base, and then I tag and organize all of the notes that I have so I can easily find them later. And you can also use AI to help. You can I far prefer AI search now. I use Perplexity because I like that it gives me citations. Almost all my searches are now done with Perplexity instead of Google or the other search engines. AI search is great because it's got better understanding. It compiles multiple sources, gives you clear summaries, and then you can work with the content in AI once you receive it. Another way AI can help is create a prompt to say, hey, I want 5 articles each from local and national news, 5 articles from world and tech news. I want an image of the day, an interesting fact, a word of the day, what this day in history is going on, and suggest maybe an interesting productivity prompt for AI for me or a learning prompt. So I have a digest like this that AI goes out and assembles for me on a daily basis. Some additional tools, ad blockers are great to cut some of the crap. I like to read books with my e-ink devices. No less screen fatigue, less difficulty on my eyes, and there's no ads. You can use simplified browsers and reading apps, such as the Brave browser has a distraction-free reading view. You can have anti-distraction apps that will block sites during focus hours. And I've started to recollect physical media, DVDs, etc., and CDs instead of streaming, because that way, for example, if you think, oh, I don't need this DVD because it's on Netflix, but Netflix loses the rights to it and now you have no access to it. So otherwise, you would end up having to buy 5 or 6 different streaming services instead of collecting physical media. And I can pick up physical media quite often at garage sales and thrift shops for $1 each. So it's a great way to very affordably supplement what I watch. So take control of your digital life, be aware, recognize the problem, curate and choose trusted sources, optimize your platform feeds, what you're looking at to try to get better results out of the algorithms, save and manage your information, and leverage AI to help you with the information overload. If you need more help beyond this, check out our Time Guild coaching program. Be happy to have you on board with Captain Time and our other Time Guild members. We have online master classes, online courses, mastermind groups that meet weekly, online community support, and Captain Time on retainer via email. Thanks so much for listening. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons to help others find this content and tell YouTube that this content matters.